Welcome back, everybody. What you can see here is a representation of Act 1, Scene 2 from Star Wars Codename Starkeeper. If you follow me on Instagram or Twitter, you will have seen a picture of Scene 1, or Act 1, Scene 1, completed, kind of something that looked like this. By the way, welcome. This is Indiana Jim. You are watching... what is the word I'm looking for? Installment number 2. How about that? Or episode 2. I don't know. Installment number 2 of Indiana Jim working on Codename Starkeeper 2. If you'd like details, click the link in the notes below. I'm pretty new to the YouTubing thing, so you'll have to bear with me some as I get used to this whole idea. But anyway, what we've got here, and I'm going to play just a little bit of audio here of this scene.
Enter.
Madam Director.
Report.
We found the Dorans and used the codes to gain entry.
And the file?
The Dorans were clever. They were also more ruthless than we expected.
Explain.
And I'm going to stop there before we start getting into plot details. But what I've got here is I've got a situation where it kind of feels like the dialogue's moving a little faster than what I want, because what I'm envisioning here, you've got the lady who says, Enter.
Madam Director.
So in between this space here is supposed to be door opening, footsteps into the room. The guy comes up to her desk or her station and says, Madam Director, and basically presents himself. And she tells him to report. Now, she's a busy lady. She is Isan Isard. I'm not... Why Isan? Isan Isard. I guess that's how you pronounce it. It could be Yisan, but I'm not sure. Anyway, she is the director of Imperial Intelligence in the Legends universe, the expanded universe. She was one of the characters in Michael A. Stackpole's X-Wing novels. So, and that's kind of the EU characters that I've pulled from were folks from the X-Wing, characters from the X-Wing series. So, in the first one, you had Corran Horn, Ayala Wasiri, Gil Bastra, and Curtin Lure as some of the characters that came, and it was set before they left Corsac. Now, we're getting into Ysana Sard, and Talon Card is going to be making an appearance. No Mara Jade. Sorry, this is before she shows up with Card. But, so we're just getting a little bit different. I'm toyed with the idea of Tycho Selchu showing up. He may show up actually in episode 3, in installment 3. There will be 3 Codename Starkeepers. Probably not any more than that. Well, I hope there's 3, Kind of depends on how 2 does. But anyway, so I've got this situation where it's hard to imagine the pacing because I don't have sound effects and I don't have music for it. So what I'm going to have to do when I have more time is kind of go into it and say, okay, here's my music, here's, my sound effects, here's where I need to put in here. And then it kind of tells me, it kind of dictates to me the rhythm of the scene. It also kind of, I have to figure out how many footsteps am I going to have, how long is that cue going to be. And so what I'm going to do there, if I can close this Audacity window, pay no attention to the infinity in front of you. Let's open a new Audacity window here. And let's import audio from, let's see, my Seagate Backup Plus drive. We got some SFX tracks here. So let's just use this as an example. So what I have to do is I have to go through the sound effects beds and pull stuff out. Luckily, most of the sound effects, if it's footsteps into a room, that's as it should be. This is all during the main title opening sequence of whatever scene of Act 2. So it's silence, up to here. So now we get into sound effects here. Let's play this. So this isn't empty, spacious hangar. This was Carol Doran's landing bay. And it just kind of gives the indication of outdoors with a metal overhanging building of some sort, a garage. Okay? Let's play here. There's a blaster and a guy falling down. Okay? Cool. So actually, this was not Doran's hangar. This was the Fell Swoop parking garage. Now we're into Doran's hangar. Entering Doran's hangar. These are the footsteps of Haj and Stark and Karya, who've come back. And of course, there's no music here, and this is where they're talking about him getting into Curtin Lore's personal files. And then, as they're approaching the ship, I think this is where he moves across the room. I don't know what all this is. Obviously moving into an office of some sort. So you've got this waveform of computer sound. So it's stuff like this that I'm going to have to go through and go, okay, this will work for this scene here. This will work for this scene, etc. That is Ayla with Series Blaster charging. Or no, he said, yeah, that's where Stark pretends he's coming after them. They run, boarding a ship. Corn Horn's being shot at. Ship blasters. Ship taking off, I think, here. There it goes. And of course, you'll recognize the previous one as the Millennium Falcon taking off from Mos Eisley. And that, I'll have all kinds of ship noises to use. And this is when the music kicks in. We all remember the music cue at the end of Empire Strikes Back when they're running off of Cloud City. And then here we get into the music where Indy is on the boats in Venice. Just more chase music and action music. So, anyway, that's Act 2 sound effects. So let me do this. Let me throw in Act 2 music. And it should be exactly the same length with all the silence in place, I think. I think that's how I did it. Now, my buddy Joe Harrison, yeah, that's what it looks like. So my buddy Joe Harrison did the sound effects and I did the music. So let's see pick it up right here. Okay, so that's the Endor space battle, actually. That's not the Empire Strikes Back. Now, there is something interesting I did here. It's Endor music, right? You can hear that. Endor forest battle. And space battle. The whole thing. And then it changes. So you cut something else in there. See, and it's all about timing. And then we get into Indiana Jones here in a minute. Fade up in between scenes and then fade back down. So bringing down the sound effects. We're now in Last Crusade music here. And then immediately drop back down because we're back in scene. So as we move along in the series, I will do some of that. I will show you my editing techniques in the scene where I fade in and fade out and then immediately drop fade. Just immediately drop it out because we're back in scene. And it's things like that that lend credibility to your scene. Just like a movie. You just picture it the way a movie does it. And there's a lot of good Last Crusade music right there. And that's He's Not Gonna Make It. and then from a different scene, a mournful cue. I think this is where the Ewok dies, if I'm not mistaken. And I very well could be mistaken. And then we have Grail theme. And I used that as my Starkeeper hero theme. And you're just cross-cutting and fading stuff out and fading stuff in. And it was really the most amazing part of it, to be honest, was just the very fortunate ways that the rhythm of the scene just absolutely presents itself with the music or with the sound effects or whatever. Just the way, doing the music cues, just the way I'd stumble on a cue that just had the perfect timing. It kind of goes to show, hey, John Williams does know what he's doing, number one. But number two, that kind of the rhythm of Star Wars kind of is, it's a native thing to itself. So what I was going to show you was I was going to grab audio from another scene and actually start constructing that scene together. And hopefully I will find a scene that isn't going to give way too much away, but I don't have a lot of time to do much here. So here's a good one. Act 1, Scene 4. This doesn't have my character. I haven't recorded my lines yet. So I showed you before, remember how I had everything relabeled in the first video, everything. So Act 1, Scene 4, so I know who was who and what was going where. And holy cow, did we get a lot of audio from Steve Saylor. So this ought to be interesting. He gets to play a drunk guy. Drunk Arborn Zell. So let's, I'm going to zoom in a bit. Steve gave us a lot of audio, 8 minutes of audio of one person. That'll be good.
Jim, this is Steve Saylor for Arborn Zell, Act 1, Scene 4. Hopefully I can be able to do you a drunk Arborn Zell good. Again, if you need me to re-record this, let me know. So let's...
Bring it, Mr. Arborn Zell.
Go. I'll try to... I've never been this drunk before, so this is going to be interesting. All right, okay. God, I love this song. Bartender, another one. God, I love this song. Bartender, another one, please. God, I love this song. Bartender, another one.
Sounds like Tigger.
God, I love your song. Bartender, and another one.
I may use that.
God, I love this song. Bartender, another one.
So you can imagine if you didn't listen to the original Codename Starkeeper, he was kind of wanted to be the fearsome Sith Lord guy. And now this is very unbecoming of a wannabe Sith Lord. But I do love, like, the wonderful thing about drunk Sith Lords is Sith Lords drunk are a wonderful thing. No. But this is kind of what you do as a voice actor. You give several different interpretations of what you are requested and then let the director pick. And I think I'll probably pick more the understated one, honestly, even though he put a lot of effort into the other lines.
God, I love this song. Bartender, another one.
What the heck are you doing, Steve? Who are you channeling for the drunk Sith Lord?
God, I love this song. Bartender, another one. God, I love this song. Bartender, another one.
Another one.
I will have you know, I'll choose, I tell you, no.
No.
I'll have you know, I'll choose, I'll tell you, no.
Oh.
I'll have you know. I'll let you. I'll tell you. No.
That's perfect.
Yeah, I'll have you know. I'll have you know. I'll let you. I'll tell you. Nuh-uh. You want to fill my glass.
You want?
You want to fill my glass. You want to fill my glass. Jedi! Ha! I'm a Sith Lord. Now you give me a drink. Jedi! I'm a Sith Lord. Now you give me that drink. Jedi! Ha! I'm a Sith Lord. Thank you very much. Now you will give me that drink.
All right, so there you get a taste of what it's like to listen to a person do the lines. And time, it seems, has gotten away from me because I have something to do at 7:30. But I wanted to bring you that and kind of give you a glimpse into that. We're going to have lots more videos to come, I promise. Next installment, we'll get right back to this scene and we'll start putting this dialogue together. But anyway, thanks for joining me, and I will see you next time.